Hey guys, it's Bree here at Blossom and Branch Farm. It's been a rough week. We had a super late snowstorm, which we really needed here in Colorado. It's been super dry all winter. We're at like record low snowpack, so I've been really concerned about the water levels. But so we got a super late snowstorm. Of course, it was really heavy and wet, and man, it just decimated the peonies. Even though, you know, we were doing brush offs all night and trying to do what we could to save them, but it was too much snow, and which isn't why I'm really crying. It's, I mean, that sucks, you know, and I'll show kind of what we're going to be doing to try to support them and get them back up to hopefully at least some production. I'd say we probably lost about 30% of the crop, which it's not the end of the world. But what's been absolutely crushing me is that as I've been out here working in the field, so my farm pet Bailey died this week. And she was always right here by my side when I was out here working. You know, she'd always be laying close by or chasing the tractor. So as I'm out here working, it's been tough not hearing her walk toward me or not looking over and seeing her watching me and, you know, following me around when I get up. And so she was a good pup, you know, she was 18. She lived a really good long life. But I've had her, you know, half my life, and it's a big loss. I got hit with this storm, and thankfully we didn't have a ton of tree damage here on our big trees, but back in the woods we've got a lot of stuff that's pretty weighed down. The choke cherries and the plums and things will bounce back. You know, pretty minor losses. Farming in spring, you know, the lisianthus got a little frost damage. The snapdragons are okay. It's just these wild climate swings in the spring they can be really devastating. I know we needed the snow, but it's like, gosh dang it, why couldn't we get it a little bit earlier? All right, let's go take a look at the peonies. I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so as you can see, fair amount of them, it was just this weight, you know, and so with the peonies, if they're bent just like this, you know, these ones will be okay. They'll pop back up. They're still young enough. But anywhere where it's like this and they've been fully broken in half, oh, hey little ladybug, a little bit of positivity there. I'm going to go ahead and actually remove those because they're just going to end up stressing the plant a little bit. So I'll try to leave as many leaves as I can. So I left that leaf there. And then these ones that do have buds here, and it's just bent, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna disbud these side buds. So if you're growing peonies and you want them to get, you know, one big main flower, not all varieties have those little side buds. It really is varietal dependent. Some of them don't have those at all. But ideally, if you're growing these for cut flowers and you want to get like that nice big peony stem, then what you're going to do is you're going to disbud these side buds. What that means is when these little tiny side buds here are about the size of a marble, or just, you know, really as early as possible, you're just going to pinch them right off. And that way it's going to be able to the plant will be able to put all of its energy into this main bud. Now, honestly, for home production, I don't bother doing that. The more flowers, the better. Of course, that will also make this plant heavier, the more flowers there are on it. So some varieties just tend to be more floppy than others, and this happens to be one of those. This is a Sarah Bernhardt herbaceous peony, and they just tend to be floppy. It's just in their nature. So I don't typically support them, but I am going to today because I'm trying to salvage these. I'm going to gather this all up in my arms here. So all these floppy stems, I'm gonna give them a big old bear hug, try to shake off as much snow as I can. And then I'm gonna take my twine, I'm gonna go all the way around, kind of higher up. Oh shoot. This year everything just greened up so early because we've had such a weird, warm winter. We had 90 degrees in February, which is super unseasonable. unseasonably warm for us. You can see I'm just actually using the peony itself to hold itself up. I'm not using a stake or anything. I'm just going around with my twine, and then now it's standing upright. So that's at least progress. You know, we're not going for perfection here. And again, I am still going to be disbudding all of these. And then also to help save the plant from a little bit of stress as well, I'm going to go ahead and disbud a third of the buds right now. So I'm going to take off 1/3 of all of these buds just to try to reduce the weight on the top of this flower and reduce the stress on the plant as a whole. And it'll also help the plant put some more energy into recuperating. Okay, so here's what it looks like now compared to the one next to it. I don't usually cover stuff, so if it's the stuff I have out now is all pretty cold tolerant. So stuff like my snapdragons, the lisianthus, again, those things are all fairly frost tolerant. So I don't usually bother covering because sometimes the weight of the cover can be more troublesome than anything. Now a tunnel, of course, would have been ideal, but of course, this is the risk that you take. Now you don't want to go too tight, of course, because you don't want to damage the stems, just enough to give it a little support. All right, we'll take a look here. Now, of course, all this snow has already almost melted. The snap's looking totally fine. The good thing is now that our ground is nice and soft. So now I can get some good weeding done. But yeah, the snap's totally fine. In fact, they're about ready for a pinch, so I'm gonna give them a quick pinch there just above that second leaf. The lizzies, on the other hand, took a bit of a hit. They got some, this is what the cold damage looks like here. I'm gonna come through and give them a little dose of fish emulsion just to help them bounce back. But even though they don't look great right now, the basal growth is okay. And actually I hadn't pinched these guys back yet, so they'll bounce back. You know, they're gonna take a little bit of a hit, but you can see that sometimes the frost kind of just even pinches them. So now I've got a little, growth there coming from the base. So these guys will be okay. You know, this is gonna set them back a little bit, but they will bounce back, especially if I give them a little fish emulsion love this week. They will be all right. And then over here, this stalk completely did not mind that cold at all. In fact, it probably loved it. It was like, give me more. These snaps here are a little bit further along and they're even looking pretty good. Probably gonna be my first bloomers. And then interestingly, the lizzies that I planted out that were even a little bit smaller when I planted them are actually doing significantly better than those bigger ones. So people always ask me, like, can you plant these lizzies out really small? And yes, you can. I mean, look at how small some of these ones I planted out are. But sometimes when they're tiny, they're a little bit even hardier, I feel like, to some of that cold. Oh, and then down here, of course, the straw flower was totally fine. Straw flower is much cold hardier than people think, much more hardy to cold. And I've kind of been patching in some lacy phacelia down here. Ooh, that's coming in real thick. That's a native one for me, a bit of a cover crop situation I put in there. And then down here, Savvy did put in the dahlias before the storm. So let's see if I can find any. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I can find any and just make sure they didn't freeze and rot with those cold temperatures. Now, of course, they were buried, so that helps. So here's one. They're totally fine. No freeze, no rotten tuber. So these guys will be fine. I'll just pop that right back in. And you can see we always plant these horizontally in my soil because we've got pretty heavy clay. And so planting them horizontally instead of straight up and down helps them withstand that clay so that they don't rot. So I plant them this way. You don't have to if you have sandier soil, it's totally fine. But if you're prone to rot, I plant them this way and only a couple inches deep. I'll just cover those on up. So those are gonna be just fine. That's why I usually plant my dahlias a little bit before that last frost because they do take a while to pop up and out of the ground. So even if we get a late snow like this, it didn't hurt these dahlias. All right, well, I've got a ton of work to do here to get all these dahlias back up and supported. So I'm gonna get to work. And thanks for any kind words, all the support, guys. It means a lot. Any kind words you have to say. And if you feel like doing something for our Bailey pup, a donation to the ASPCA or to the Golden Retriever Freedom Rescue would be fabulous. And Give your pets a snuggle for me. All right. See you guys around here next time at the farm.